Today it's time to do another flight on my Durafly Tundra version 3. I really dig this plane and I dig to fly it on floats, so let's go outside and do float flying on this Tundra. A really lovely day for float flying then on this Hobbyking Durafly Tundra version 3. Good takeoff, a little bit sticky on water as usual, just because the kind of floats, the water really grabs the floats. And this plane, I think it's just a fantastic plane when it comes in the air. Lightweight, visible, beautiful looking, great features, fantastic flying, great set and with floats. More or less just a perfect RSA plane, at least in my opinion. Good prop sound. I mean, you can do really nice point rolls also. And it took a while just for me to realize that this plane, I think Hobbyking, they do mention this being a model after kind of a loosely of a Highlander SuperStol plane then. But in my opinion, this plane just looks exactly like the Just Aircraft SuperStol. Because when I saw the real plane then flying with this paint, same paint as this plane, I mean, I just thought that it was the Hobbyking Tundra version 3 then. So really nice, in my opinion, and scale looking RSA plane this. On a beautiful morning like this, it is just so enjoyable. In fact, this plane might be, I mean, certainly among my top 10 planes. Let's go in with full flaps and do a touch and go on the water surface. It slows down just fantastically. Wide stance on the floats also, so it's really stable. With a throttle push and some elevator, you're up in the air and flying again. There's a clear blue sky, which is not really super nice for filming. I don't think that the cameras do like a too uniform color, and also you really don't have any kind of a construct and orientation markers, which you have then when you have clouds, because then, I mean, of course you can just easily see the plane and judge speed and such things. Let's look at this slow flying performance. It's just fantastic. Full flaps, touch and go, a little bit of throttle, and down, really nice. So the only thing then, you have the water rudder just mounted on the rear tail section, just hooked up to the rudder piece. And sometimes when you have a rudder in this location, you can experience some sort of kind of a just sharp odd turns when you're on the water. I'm not sure if it's just that the rudder then is kind of caught in something, or it's just easy just to, if you pull the rudder then just a little bit, that it starts just to turn pretty sharp. But that's more or less just the only negative then when it comes to floats, and doesn't really influence how you can handle this plane. It's just that it looks a little bit odd when you're on water then with floats, and the plane just make kind of a sudden sharp turn. But in the air, super fantastic. Roll rate is really good without being crazy fast, so you can, I mean, there's no risk of over-controlling this plane. 4S and 3S. So I find this one a 4S 2200 milliamp battery, which just gives the performance I really like. And compared to the version 2 then, which was a 3S only RSA plane, I mean, they really improved so many things on this Tundra. So honestly, this is certainly one of my 1.3 meter wingspan RSA planes. A really good speed also when you just push it. Really nice roll rate, straight, without any odd behavior. You can even do a snap roll really easy, maybe not the the fastest rolling snaps I have. I believe that my Arrows RC Bigfoot then just snaps better than this plane. And certainly true aerobatic RC planes as my clipped wing Cub or the Decathlon then also from E-flite, both of them.
Landing flaps.
So landing flaps, another touch and go, splash and go. Really very fantastic flaps then just to slow the plane down. There you can just see that when I just touched down, there was a little bit of odd turn just because the water rudder maybe got caught in something, I'm not sure. Really nice reflection also in the water. It's almost, there's just a tiny bit of breeze. The sun is about to go up, so usually you get a little more turbulence once the sun just starts to heat up everything. But today it's really good conditions to fly any RC airplane.
30 seconds, landing flaps.
So there's 30 seconds on the timer then. So time for touch and go. You can see you can really slow this down really well. So just as the model, the Just Aircraft SuperStol then, this is a really stool plane. You can do really short takeoffs and landings. And although when you have floats on, it just takes a little bit more time just to get up, just because the floats are sticky. When you have wheels on, just goes up really easy. And I really love to do this low and just wide turns also when I fly my planes. I think that the float planes, they look so real. That's a really lovely paint job on this plane. So time to get this one down. Last time then today, full flaps. Just a little bit of throttle, keep it straight, and you have a super nice and soft touchdown. Now this is a fantastic float plane, not only because it is kind of a complete package when you purchase it, you have floats included, it just flies so darn well. Honestly, this gotta be kind of the more simpler RC airplanes to fly. I think it's really easy. I think the feature set with the flaps, lights, and just a good prop sound, a good size, good visibility with these colors. Everything is included. As I said, you have a reverse capable speed controller inside, so you more or less just have to put in any kind of a 6-channel receiver you can fly. It's just a fantastic plane. Now, there's only maybe one problem then, which is not really a problem, but it's something that might not look too well. So we have this kind of water rudder, which is a little bit flimsy, just not really super secure. So sometimes when you're taxiing on water, when you just push the throttle just to take off, the plane takes a sharp turn, and I suspect that it is due to this water rudder being so towards the rear, just at the end of the RC airplane, and that's something, maybe a wave or just some leaf or something, just get caught in this rudder, and then you have a kind of a sharp turn. So that's kind of the only thing. On the other hand, I think that the wide stance on this plane when it comes to the floats is much better than on many other RC airplanes, because if you have kind of a wind and you land and you just have the plane a little bit tilted, it's so easy just to have the plane flipping over and you have to go for a swim or take your boat to fetch it. So with a wide stance, I think that it will really avoid you having an accidental swim. But I really dig this RC airplane, and honestly, there's so little negative things to say about it, so I'm surely just will continue to fly this and enjoy it on floats, because it is a really truly fantastic float flying RC airplane.